My girlfriend told me that her office is having an ugly sweater Christmas party contest, and the winner of that contest wins a TV. So she came to me and asked if I could help her out. She wanted me to add maybe a couple lights to her sweater. That's easy, done. I told her to think bigger, and she came up with the idea of making a sweater that can snow. I could do that. I had a general idea of how I wanted it to work. You press a button and it sprays out of your hand, kind of like Spider-Man. So the first thing I need to think about was how I'm gonna project the snow, which is why I bought this emergency little CO2 tire inflator. Oh! It comes with a little sock thing so your hand doesn't get too cold. I then made my own custom adapter on my lathe. I need a workshop. Attached some silicone tubing that I had laying around to see if that could hold the pressure. Inside those little tanks, it's like 900 PSI, which is... Alright, well, I don't exactly expect this to go well, because there's about 900 PSI in this, and this is just silicone tubing. It's what I had on hand. I'm probably going to need to get like a vacuum tubing, or something that can actually take some pressure. But let's see what happens. It didn't work. Luckily, I had some more thicker wall tubing that's not really meant for that, but it worked anyways. I think I found something that works. It's this thicker tubing. Never mind. Just gonna pull these tight, and I think that should hold it on well enough. I'm a child. I then spent about 15 minutes in SolidWorks to come up with a little hopper that's going to hold the snow. The hopper's using just Bernoulli's principle, which is the flow of the air is going to drop the pressure, so as it's leaving, it's sucking out the snow with it, or something like that. It kind of works like a paint gun. While everything was getting printed up, I attached the lights to the sweater using copious amounts of hot glue. So I've got this one on. I just gotta do the rest and try to spread them out evenly to where it looks good, and I think it'll end up pretty well. I've got this little battery pack close to where it can kind of go in a pocket if need be, but hopefully I'm going to be able to stitch this or somehow adhere. Use some adhesive to stick this to the inside of the shirt. Ta-da! Fast forward a couple days because I got sick. I ran the tubing along the bottom seam of the sweater and then up to the sleeve, and I had my first test. Here? And then she can just roll up her sleeve once, because I don't want to put it here because that'll be directly in her way of her wrist. I mean, this whole thing is going to be really uncomfortable, I'm sure, but... Alright. So, it's a sweater, and it's got a hidden spray nozzle. I need to put something in this so I can test it out. Alright, I've got all the little pieces of paper in there, and when it comes to using it for real, I'm gonna be using, like fake snow or something, but... Alright, 3, 2, 1... Ah! Well, that's not desired. Alright, I think I got it figured out now. I put a little bit of super glue on this, along with 3 zip ties instead of just 2, so hopefully this whole thing will stay on when I hit the button again. Need to change out the CO2 tank. That was not planned, and I really did just burn my hand so bad on that. Ow! Okay, I'll try this again a little bit faster. Wish me luck. What the heck? Is there a leak? This thing is completely covered in frost. This is one that's warmer. They get extremely cold. The reason the tank gets so cold is because it's the opposite of when you're compressing a gas. When you're compressing a gas, you're putting a lot of work into it and you're forcing all of the air molecules to be very close together or even put into a liquid form. But when you're doing the opposite of that, so when you're releasing all that energy, it's very endothermic, so it's reaching, it's pulling heat from its surroundings. The surroundings being my hand, which it froze, and the moisture in the air, which is why there's frost on this. And just to be clear, when I say it's endothermic, it's not an endothermic reaction. This isn't a chemistry, it's not a chemical change, it's just a physical change from a liquid into a vapor, and then from a vapor in this much space to a vapor in this much space. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about. I think I messed up an O-ring or something, because it was coming out of here. I'm gonna let this thing thaw out and then see if I can change out the O-ring, because that should not be spraying out like that. Dang it, why? Yeah, there's 100%, I can hear that there's air coming out of the blue section. This sucks. This is the most expensive part. It's like $15. Well, for now, this project is on hold again until I can figure this out, so I'll see if I can fix it, and if I can, I'll come back and reshoot this, and if not, I have to order another part. Yeah, this thing is proper messed up, but in the meantime of waiting for the next part to come in. Do you like it?
Yeah, I love it.
Is it because you're cultured? Okay, the girlfriend went home, so let me just explain what's going on real quick. She added a little bit of her own decorations to the sweater, and while she was hot gluing all of that on, I took apart the little Hallmark card that I showed y'all. This thing, this little chihuahua, I'm gonna somehow stick onto the sweater. I looked at all the components, and I'm gonna cut it, splice it, and make it smaller, and stick it on top of one of the presents at the bottom left or bottom right of the sweater. So here's a little bit of her decorations on the sweater. She added some sparkles, and oh no, the lights have died, and I need more batteries. What should I do? Thanks, EBL, for the batteries. As you can tell, I've never done this before. A company reached out to me and said, hey, we liked your battery video, and we'll send you batteries. Just use them in a video, and I didn't sign anything, and I never said I'd say anything good about it, but I mean, they were nice enough to send me batteries, and so far they look like rechargeable batteries, so that's a plus. So yeah, thanks EBL. I'll make sure to use these in all of my upcoming projects that use AA batteries, and I'll be sure to put a link in the description to their Amazon store. I've never been more proud of myself. I think that with the shoulder-mounted Christmas tree, the dancing chihuahua to Feliz Navidad, and the eventual snowblower, I think she's gonna win. Oh, and the lights too. Yeah. The second one in the mail has come, so I'm just gonna attach this and then work on the snow. I've got my cocaine, I've got my snow. This should be good enough. I'm gonna load it up and see how it shoots. Alright, now I'm gonna put it on, test it again, and see if I can make a mess in my room. Gentle. Gentle. I don't know what my hair is doing. I have hat hair right now. It gets me every time. Alright, I put a new tank in, and I'm not taking any chances. If the thing blows up on my wrist, I want to make sure that it doesn't kill me. 2, 3. Hey, it worked! Oh, I didn't get it all on camera, but it totally worked. And now my carpet is a mess.
Promise. That's hilarious.
It works.
Oh my god!
It is so rigged if you don't win.
That does it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I've got other dumb builds that are kind of like this if you want to check those out. Subscribe, follow me on MySpace. It's good enough.